Sweet. Hi, everyone. I'm Noreen, Certified Fitness Professional of Corporate Fitness Works, and this is going to be a nice, gentle yoga session. All you're going to need is a mat and plenty of space to move around. I picked up from a few other instructors at a conference this weekend that this is an option. I didn't even have any ideas, so now you can see me from multiple views, and I'm really excited about it. So let's get ready, and we're going to start in a standing position. So at the top of your mat, let's keep those feet together, and we're going to bend those knees soft. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale your palms in prayer. This is just to help us navigate the breath. As you exhale, palms in front of the heart. Nice big stretch as you reach. Flip the palms to really open the shoulders up to the sky. And then exhale your prayer. One more time. Big and slow. And exhale here. Taking a moment to look and gaze gently in front of you to set an intention for your practice. Energy flows where intentions go. And so I just really, that's one of my favorite sayings of all time, even though I couldn't just remember it. But it's seriously important to direct your practice, to have a goal for your yoga practice, even if it's just to do yoga. Perhaps, maybe you could just focus on not comparing yourself to anything, just focusing only on what you can accomplish on your mat. With a smile and a bow, namaste. As you inhale, arms up. And as you exhale from here, we're actually going to hinge. We're going to bring those arms apart and hinge those hips back into a nice little chair. We're just dipping those hips, try to keep those knees behind the toes. Inhale up, back bend, and then exhale. Start first with a straight back and then bend those knees, sit back. Inhale up, show you from the side. Slight back bend, exhale, sit back. Send the booty back. And then one more time, let's inhale. Slight back bend, lengthen the front of the body, make sure your knees are soft, all 10 toes and heels pressed, shoulders low. And then straight spine, send the booty back, and stay here for breath. As you stay here, reaching your arms in front of you, go ahead and take that left hand back as you inhale, reach. And as you exhale, bring to center. On the next breath, inhale, reach. Other arm, and exhale, center. And then come all the way up. As you bring your arms out, we're going to just take a deep breath here. And then we're going to take our fingertips and shoulder tops for my favorite shoulder roll out. Draw big circles with your elbows. Make sure you're comfortable on your mat. Move how your body wants to move. And then, of course, if we do circles, we're going to do the other direction. Deep breaths. Think about that ball and socket joint for each shoulder. Very good. And then we're going to go ahead and inhale, arms up. Exhale your prayer. And as you stay here at the top of your mat, we're going to take a moment and tilt that left ear to the left shoulder. Stay here, tall mountain, just tilting that neck. And then we're going to bring it inhale, center. Exhale, go ahead and bring that other shoulder, right shoulder and ear towards each other, but keep those shoulders low. Very good. Palms in prayer. And then we're going to go ahead and inhale, arms up. This time you're going to bend those knees and make sure you're not rounding the upper back as you come all the way down. We're not reaching down, we're just letting our mind come down with gravity into a great, nice hug for yourself. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Maybe pedal out those knees. Deep breaths here. And then we're going to inhale. Arms gently reach up to your chair. Bend those knees and send those knees behind the toes. Activating those muscles here. Maybe you've been seated today. Maybe you're teleworking, and this is going to be a really great way to break out of that. We're going to inhale up. And then we're going to exhale from here back into your chair. But then from here, we're going to take a moment and bring that palm in prayer. Sit here in your chair. Here, grounded and balanced. We're telling the body we're getting ready to prime everything for our practice. Heart lifted. And now stack. As you find the top of your mountain, we're going to move into a tree here. Deep breaths. Go ahead and shift all of your body weight onto that right side. Palms together as you lift up that left heel, open up at the hips. And find the tree that works best for you. Maybe you got your kickstand. Maybe you have it a little higher than that, perhaps just the calf. Never on top of that knee. Deep breaths. And speaking of balance, I challenge you to close just your right eye. So you're winking at me. Keeping your balance. Gently open both eyes. On the next breath, we're going to close that left eye. See how that feels. Deep breaths. Keep your tall tree. Think about those roots. And always feel free to just open your eye if you lose that balance. And then opening both eyes here. Take a moment and let your branches open. You are a big tree in a garden. And in the winter, you protect people from the snow. And in the spring, you give the shadow. And then from here, we're going to take a moment and challenge yourself. See if you can close both eyes in your tree. Be careful though. It is said to maybe take you to nirvana. Let's see if you can do it though. It's really challenging. 5. And maybe today's not the day. See what happens. Your yoga teacher can't even get one breath. Play around, try. And then gently lower down. Shake out so that the legs are nice and evenly flowing with the blood. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, send the tailbone back all the way. Deep breaths. Here, see how low you can go. I want to see you really, really low. And from here, we're just reminding ourselves that the glutes they contain the most muscle in your body. And they are not being used when you're seated all day. So this is really awesome. Activate, squeeze those glutes, and inhale up. As you exhale, almost find prayer. And shake it out. Recenter yourself. Good opportunity for water if you need any. Opening. First start with that standard tree. Make sure that your tree has a nice, strong trunk, okay? That's your core. Tighten all those muscles, zip it up in the middle. Open that hip. Matching the same tree you did that first side. So continuing here. And when we're doing tree, many of us forget that trees have roots that they carry with them, even though you can't see them. Just like we have parents, our roots, we carry them with us, but you can't see them. So as you think about the roots under the ground, go ahead and engage every muscle to lift it open. And then challenging your balance with that gaze, palms in prayer in front of your heart. Gently close left eye. Deep breaths here. Finding calm in the eye of the storm. And then gently open both eyes. As you exhale, closing right eye. Okay, this isn't as bad as the other side. Smile through it. And then gently opening both eyes, let your branches grow. Deep breaths. Maybe your branches move. In nature, trees do move, so it's okay if your body is wiggling around. And then we're going to go ahead and see if we can challenge ourselves and close both eyes. And this is a test of awareness. It's the ability to have the awareness coming from inside out rather than outside in. And your yoga teacher gave up a long time ago, so I hope you open your eyes now and take a deep breath so that we can reset. And we're gonna make sure we're at the top of our mat, getting ready for our sun salutations next. All right, at the top of our mat. And as you may notice here, the top of my mat is over here, and it's over there just for you. because this is your yoga practice. So we're at the top of our mat here. Let's salute the sun. That gives light and energy to the day. Inhale, arms up. Reaching up to the heavens, lengthen the front of the body. And then as you exhale, open your arms, fold forward, hug yourself. Bend those knees, it's okay. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And on your exhale, we're gonna lunge that left leg back. And then lower that left knee. Sink low, untuck that back foot. As I show you from here, we are not trying to stretch past a 7 out of a 1 of 10 scale. So really try to lean that knee, hover the knee over that heel and lean it towards that fourth toe. So for me, I'm very flexible. Go ahead and scoot that back knee up if it feels better to do so. You have the option to also take your hands on your knees. I've been doing yoga for since 2009, so 11 years. And you just continue to never cease to grow your flexibility. So from here, we're gonna go ahead and straighten out that front leg. As you do so, we're not locking that knee, but we're just trying to send the length of the tailbone out behind us. And then that big toe on the right is gonna point to the right. Hey-o, there's the flavor. And then we're gonna resend it back to the center, lunge. Opportunity to see if you can get a little deeper in that lunge. Maybe you can scoop and bring a greater distance between the front heel and back knee. Think about all those muscles underneath the belly button. And now we're going to come into a plank. Option to lower your knees, but make sure you're really curling in those abs. So I want to make sure that you're not poking out the butt, that you're actually tucking in the butt slightly because you're contracting your abs so much you can't even talk. All right, deep breaths. I like to teach a high plank. Hollow it out. And then when you're ready, if you've gone to your knees, that's okay. We're gonna lower down. From here, bring those feet together in a cobra tail. And without pressing into the mat, inhale, lift the sternum off of the mat, draw your elbows and shoulders back. Cobra, exhale, soften. And then we're gonna go into a full up dog, a little different, that's okay. So make sure to start with those hands underneath the shoulders. And if you want that deeper challenge, you can go farther for a deeper back bend, but that's okay for me, I'm not gonna do that. Really, really make sure to lengthen that sternum up to the sky, externally rotate those biceps out. Deep breaths. Always in your up dog, you can make it easier on your lower back by bringing your knees wider. From here, we're going to send those hips up to the sky. You can go ahead and be in tabletop to do so, tuck those toes, and walk into that down dog. And you're looking behind you. Maybe there's something dirty in the room, but we don't care because we're doing yoga. We're not focusing on that. We're focusing inward. We're gonna inhale that left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. And then stack those hips. Open it up a little bit so that you're bringing your belly button open to the left side. And then from here, we're going to lunge the other side. Good work. Untucking the back foot, your lunge. So maybe you're a little bit closer, that's okay. As long as that knee doesn't go forward too deep past the toes. I like to make sure you're stretching really good because if you're like me, I'm seated a lot during the day. Good work. You always have the option to press onto the hands, to the lap, or you can go ahead and frame that foot with your hands. Just always making sure that you lift the back of the ears and sink the hips, lifting the gaze, but you're not sticking your chin out. You're trying to lift the gaze, the drishti. Deep breaths. Woo! And maybe you're finding that with time, you're able to go a deeper distance, and so embrace that. If your body is itching for it, freestyle it out. See what you got. And then from here, we're going to extend that front leg. Very important to never lock that knee. You can even bend it deeper. You don't have to even do so much of this half split. You really just want to get that hamstring stretch. Doing so by leaning that belly button's floating. Woo! And then we're gonna take that left big toe and turn it up to the left. Deep breaths. And then from here, back into your lunge. Opportunity to get a little bit deeper or to come off a little bit because you've had enough, it's okay. And now we're gonna plank it out. Press those hands. If you want, you can take those hands in step, finding your tabletop for your low plank, or you can unhook those toes. So I'm squeezing everything, like I'm trying to pick something up with my belly. Woo! And then I'm going to lower down. See, I have a tendency to want to stick my butt up, but really engage everything, use the core. Think about anything you can. So maybe like something like a scary spider that you want to keep away from your belly, hollow it out. And then we're gonna go ahead and lower down all the way. You can drop your knees first. Cobra first. So here, really build that cobra tail first. And then I'll show you with practice, you can really lift off the ground. So you have to do it with the breath though. As you inhale, lengthen, lift the back of the ears, squeeze glutes, everything, core engaged, lift the sternum off the mat. Deep breaths, and then soften. Yay! From here, your up dog. Lengthen that belly, so decide your up dog. Maybe you want those hands a little bit wider, that's okay. Embrace your anatomy. Externally rotate those biceps. And down dog. Yay, walk that dog. And hang out for a breath. From here, let's go ahead and take that left hand to the right leg in your down dog. If you like, it might be easier to bring your feet wide in your down dog to do so. Good balance test here. Think about that core. And then from here, back to down dog. Pedal out the feet. So we can try the other side. Hello. Right arm says hello to that left leg. Try to keep those hips where they started. So when you do the twist, you might find a leaning sensation. Don't lose your form. Try to keep the pelvis center. Sinking the head. Very good. Back to down dog. And then we're going to go ahead and inhale. As you exhale, so inhale onto the toes, exhale down into a child's pose. Soften here. Option one is to bring those knees and feet wide. Stretch the hips and lower body. Or option two, bring it close together. Or option three, freestyle. Make up your own version. In child's pose, you just want to imagine all of the body weight giving up, letting go, and also to the lower back melting into a nice diaper to your child's pose. And the reason I say that though is to soften everything into one piece. There's a lot of stress that we carry in the lower back. And then from here, taking another breath. You can even stay here if you want, like child's pose so much. And then we're gonna go ahead, and if you don't like child's pose so much, that's okay. We're gonna go back to your downward facing dog. So, downward facing dog is an inversion. The blood is getting carried to our heart via gravity, not so much our own body working so hard. So there's a lot of benefits. This is probably the easiest inversion I can think of besides a standing forward fold. Here we're engaging our upper body. And you know, humans, we used to be a climbing species. We don't climb so much anymore. But the downward facing dog helps strengthen those shoulders and upper body the way it should. So I challenge you now to bring your left hand to that left foot. Deep breaths. And then from here, recenter. And bring that right hand to the right foot. I couldn't wait. I'm so excited. Just do it. Make sure you're controlling your movements. It comes from awareness, not excitement. Very good. And then from here, back to downward facing dog. We're gonna see if we can lift that left foot and maybe left hand, who knows? Balance challenge. I'm leaning, try not to lean so much. And then soften. Balancing, shift all the way to that left hand, left foot. And see, first you can lift up that right foot and then maybe the right hand. Who knows? You never know until you try. Mine's getting wonky though. And so we'll come back to our down facing dog. From here, we're going to walk to the top of your mat. So at the top of your mat, take a deep breath here. And hang out. Let your head shake itself into a no. And yes. Inhaling halfway. Exhale, bend those knees. From here, open those arms and come all the way up. Exhale, soften. Deep breaths. Good opportunity for water. All right. So we are going to move into a little bit of warrior. So let's get ready. Warriors are a great way to engage the core. I'm gonna show you from the front because it's awesome, I can do that now. Inhale, bend those knees, and take a moment, wiggle everything out. I want you to be you, in the warrior in you, not just a warrior that we create. So fierce warrior, inhale, proud chest, exhale, palms together. Bend those knees. Inhale, lengthen the crown. Exhale, we're gonna lift up that left leg. Left foot just hovers above the ground. And from here, we're going to reach back into a warrior one. As I show you from here, we just simply lean forward so that we could gently reach into a warrior one. Again, mine are very seasoned. But from here, make your warrior one enjoyable. So we are also in a high lunge at this moment. So we're gonna go ahead and roll down that back heel, but decide first if you like that, because I have friends and yogis that don't like to do that. You don't like to rotate that heel down, you can stay lifted in the back heel. Deep breaths. Inhale, straighten without locking the knee, and then exhale, bend deeper. Your body's gonna wanna turn to the left, force the torso to stay forward, pushing right for balance. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Warriors. Warriors are warriors because they have strength and patience. It takes strength to build patience, and it takes patience to build strength. Let's go ahead and inhale, straighten that leg one more time. Exhale, proud warrior with a prayer, and then inhale, arms up. Deep breaths. Good work. As you inhale, we're going to take that left arm forward, back to warrior two. Inhale, those fingertips stay lifted, parallel to the floor. Inhale, shoulders to ears again. Exhale, low. This time we're going to soften that front leg, and then we're going to reach into your triangle. So I have long legs, but the triangle is totally up to you. I like to caution my yogis to be a little bit careful. So when you bring those feet in a little bit closer, never lock that knee. And then I'm going to reach, and then arms straight there. From that point, I can decide how my triangle wants to evolve. Maybe I decide that's too far apart with those feet. I'm just get back up. Maybe there's the sweet spot. And go ahead, and if your hand is on that shin, that's great. Or maybe you can take your hands to your prayer, it's up to you. Make sure that there's awareness in that knee staying slightly bent. Then work in the core here. Or we're holding our triangle. Inhale, coming up all the way with the torso. Exhale, arms out, triangle. One more breath. And then from here, bend that front knee and come all the way up gently. Very good. So we're going to switch other side. And so we're going to do it the same way we did before. So if you're like me, I'm wiggling my knees out. Inhale the breath in. Exhale. Calm. And then from here, activate those legs, hinge forward. And as I'm hinging, I'm not coming forward like this. I'm coming forward like this. I'm saying, hello, hello there. All right, so, and then we're gonna take a deep breath, send all the weight to that left side. And then here, try to be as graceful as possible. It's okay if you're not. It'll just get us closer to it next time. So from here, bend that knee, press firmly into that left heel, palms together, hover that leg back out like a warrior three almost, and then find that nice lunge. So my knee in the front is leaning towards the fourth toe, it's not coming in, that's bad. And doing so, leaning towards the fourth toe really helps engage and align the bones where they should be. I'm facing forward. Inhale, straighten that leg a little bit. Exhale, very good. Every time I'm exhaling into that deeper bend, I'm making sure that my hips stay under me. My pelvis stays under me. Deep bend. Inhale, soften. Exhale, deep bend. Option to roll that back heel down if you did before. Good. And then we're going to go ahead and continue to stay forward with those hips. I'll show you from this side. This is awesome. I really suggest that people try this when they're virtual yoga. It's awesome. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the knee. Drive with mindful attention and direction to that knee going into your warrior one. Back foot, the outside of it is rooted in. So if you like 45-degree angles, that's okay. I prefer less than 90. And then we're gonna go ahead and straighten out that leg. Open up to the side for triangle. So here, as I reach forward, I'm going to make sure that I don't fall in any direction, except for in that front, front leg. As you stay here, take a deep breath. See where we want to be. So maybe that hand is on the shin, as long as that knee is bent. Your triangle should have all the force coming down into the heels. Kind of like a beach umbrella. Deep breaths. Option to challenge the core. If you want to, you can come here in your prayer. Deep breaths. Still have to do warrior two, I haven't forgotten. As we come up into your triangle. If you did the prayer, we're gonna go one more time, doing it in slow motion. Deep breaths, straighten out the arms, open that chest the whole time, and see where our triangle forms. Wiggle those toes. And then from here, we're going to bend that front leg. If you want the distance, for the distance in your warrior, send that back a little farther, and then come up towards you. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders low. Deep breaths here. My knees coming up a little bit. Deep breaths. Okay, there. Good work. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, just kidding, we're not doing triangle yet. And I'm gonna come up. As you find your arms reaching to the top, we're gonna relax and come back. So what we're gonna do is come down to the earth, but before we do, we wanna make sure that we can do so properly. So feet wider than shoulders, palms in prayer. Deep breaths. With my Buddha squat, I'm going to, like a sumo deadlift almost, I'm bringing it out with the booty coming back and the knees just barely hinging because the knees are up, booty's coming back. So deep breaths, try to keep knees behind, lower down. Engage those legs. At this point, stop and see if this is where you want to stay. That's okay. Those knees are going to want to buck in. Don't let them. If you can go lower, embrace the fact that everyone is different. Deep breaths. And as you stay here breathing, maybe you can release some tension in the glute. Maybe you didn't notice you were squeezing a muscle that you can let go of now. Deep breaths. And really squaring down your shoulder blades. Engage your lats to pull down the shoulders and to lift the heart. Deep breaths. A lot of us carry many emotions in our hips. So we are just exercising these demons. As you take a deep breath, we are going to slowly come down into a butterfly. So do so in your own time. What I like to do is I like to extend my legs and then one at a time come down. Totally up to you. At the bottom, we are a butterfly. We are circling it out. How low can you go? And while also keeping yourself anchored to the ground. And then reverse your circles. Good work. Good opportunity for water if you're like being thirsty. We are going to work ourselves into a boat and bridge series. I'm really excited about this one. Experience is knowledge, and I got a lot of knowledge at the SCW virtual fitness conference that I went to this weekend. Many good souls, and Jeff Howard taught me this one. So as you prepare yourself, we actually have to do boat first, so I'm sorry. This yogi is getting ahead of herself. So we are going to start from boat. In order to do so, you want to, basically like a Mortal Kombat game, you want to rip your heart open forward. So bring that awareness to the heart and come open with it. To lengthen the front of the belly and make sure that we're not hunching. Don't let anything round. If anything is rounding, just keep your hands on the ground. From here, maybe one foot can come up, maybe the other. Maybe you are just floating. Float on. Deep breaths. Stay here in your boat. As long as your boat is floating, you're good. But this isn't just any boat. This boat is going to strengthen your core because we are going to play and see how we can tune this up. So let's go ahead and bring those hands from the outside to inside. This brings the legs wider, which now we are engaging our obliques more. Uh-oh. Deep breaths. And from here, you're gonna love this one. We are going to flex the feet. And now we're going to point the feet away. Flex the feet. And then exhale, point away. And then from here, we're going to see if we can get a little bit lower without losing the full engagement of the core. And then regular feet, regular boat. Hey-oh. And then relax. Deep breaths. Take a moment to reset so that we can take another journey across the equator, right? Take a deep breath, wiggle it out. So, did you know that your core starts right underneath your chin and it goes down to your glutes? That's what we're working on. All right, so think about the collarbones are open, leaning back option, take the ground if you need it. Form is more important than the act of just doing it. We want to do it with full intention, full awareness, that we are strengthening the core. The belly is your second brain, your second heart. And then from here, option to bring your hands back out to the side. And now I want you to bring your feet wider, super wide. Like first we're here, not rounding back. And then we went to here. I want to see us go here. And now extend the feet and then flex them. Extend those feet. Losing it. And flex them. One more time, give it to me, you got it. Point, flex, and then gently roll down the vertebrae side. Flatten yourself to the ground like we started before we did our boat. Take a deep breath here. We are going to prepare to counter that. But before we do, I'm going to give you two options. Either way, we're going to take a moment to relax those feet up. Knees will never lock. You can play with your feet. You can move as much as you want them to. If you want to stay there, that's option one. Option two is another boat if you're ready for the challenge. So if you're going to do the boat, cross your hands over your chest, flex those feet, and then come all the way up first into your staff position. Very comfortably. Come into your boat and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And I want to see perhaps if you're taking this challenge, let's just go all the way out. Let's see if we can extend those legs. Maybe we can extend the arms. That's crazy, isn't it? All right, and then maybe a prayer twist. So bring your boat, and then one elbow outside the knee, smile, and then switch. Exhale the twist. And then just gently come back down, grab the back of the hamstrings, and join your fellow yogis who decided to stay here. And then we're gonna plant each foot down to your mat. All right, yay. We're gonna bridge it out. So from here, we're going to make sure that shoulder blades are flat and your feet are closer to you. It's harder to do farther. So easier to start closest. And then you wanna make sure that your heels are pressing directly underneath where the knees are. Very good. From there, let us prepare. Push into the shoulders, squeeze those glutes. Those glutes are the biggest part of the core. Here we go. And squeeze, 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 hold. Here you're lengthening the front of the body. And I even encourage you to touch the glutes to actually show you, okay, that's what we're working here. Okay, I can do that. I can squeeze that. And then from there, we're gonna go ahead, flex those feet. Toes come off the ground. And then we're gonna plant those feet. Deep breaths. So let's see how it feels to bring each heel out about 2 inches away from where it is. So you're gonna go laterally. So you're gonna create a position 1. So you're gonna step left foot out to the side, and then you're gonna step right foot out to the side. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We're working the obliques. Stay here. So we have position 1. I'm sorry, position 1 is where we started, this position 2. And then position 3, you already know. So we're gonna take it out another inch farther away. Keep the knee over the heel. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Really working the glutes, really working these obliques. All right, take a deep breath. And now we're going to bring right foot to position 2. And then right foot to position 1. Stay lifted. And then left foot to position 2. Keep the shoulders anchored. Left foot to position 1. All right, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And now we're going to take that left heel and we're going to go each setting. So we're going to go position 1, position 2, position 3, but stay anchored. So this is really hard. And then come back from position 3 to 2, and then position 2 to 1. We're going to do that on the other side. Stay lifted. Don't give up on me. If you want to interlace your fingers underneath you, you can. Deep breaths. And then from here, we're going to take that right foot to position 2. And then that right foot to position 3. Stay lifted. And then we're going to bring it back from position 3 to position 2 on the right. And then same thing on the right, position 2 to position 1. Squeeze, and then walk your heels closer to you. And hug yourself. Before you hug yourself, make sure your shoulder blades are flat to the earth and you're comfortable. We're going to grab each knee and we're going to bring it wide into a reclined frog. So reclined frog, because we're actually trying to drive the knees out. Take a deep breath here. Option, like circle those knees if it feels good. If you're coordinated, or if you're not coordinated, you're gonna work on it. I got squares instead of circles, it's okay. Deep breaths. And then make sure you go the other direction. Wonderful. And then from here, let's go ahead and plant each foot down on the earth. Always think about the shoulder blades flat to the mat when you're in this supine position. And you also want to think about lifting the back of the ears, tuck the chin just a little bit, just to make sure that you're in your neutral position for your spine. Deep breaths. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and cross that left over the right. Inhale, and as you exhale, decide if you want to interlace those fingers above the knee on the right or underneath it. Deep breaths. As you continue to keep the shoulder blades anchored, that right knee is slowly bringing that left heel and everything else up towards that right shoulder. Deep breaths. Option to stay here, or another option is to even grab the back of the calf and straighten that leg if it feels good. How you grab the back of the calf is up to you, as long as you're not bending or locking the knee. Deep breaths. And as you hug your left leg, flex that right leg, extend it down, and use the right arm to grab underneath that left leg. So you have a nice little reclined pigeon. We just did the threading the legs, which is another variation of pigeon. This is really great for runners. So the angle here is I'm bringing that knee up, and this is gently seeing how far I want to go. I'm not perpendicular. I'm just trying to see where I can get that good stretch. Hugging and cradling that leg into your heart. Very good. And then we're going to go ahead and plant your right foot and then your left. And I hope that this is a good view. And we're going to just go from here. So my shoulder blades are flat. And then I'm going to thread that right hand through. Deep breath. So this is here or here, wherever is comfortable. If it's close like this, you're not going to feel as much. You really want that knee to come out. And it's okay if you can't really grab it deep. You will get there. Deep breaths. Closing that space between the legs and the belly. Deep breaths. Option to also grab, if it felt good for you, to grab this leg, as long as this knee is bent. Hello. Deep breaths. And then from here, we are going to flex your left foot. Hold that piriformis stretch on that right leg. Gently, gently, gently engage the core. That's awesome, isn't it? All right, so I hope you can even see this. Deep breaths. Cradle the leg that walks so many distances all day for you. Just an opportunity for gratitude. Gratitude is the attitude, right? And then from here, we are going to bring everything up into a happy baby. So your happy baby, you can grab your arches or your big toes, whatever feels good. Just know that happy babies just don't care what other people think. Deep breaths. And very gently, we are going to lower down one leg at a time. I like to do it in the single-legged happy baby way, but we are going to work into a corpse pose. So however you want to get to the position where your legs and arms are extended is up to you. This is your yoga practice. I'm trying to do my best to open the space and make sure that your bodies are having a wonderful yoga experience. And with that, I have to give you the ability to breathe and think. I have to instruct and I have to watch. If it's in class, I watch twice more than I talk. It's hard to do that with virtual. Very good. So we are in our corpse pose here. And the beautiful thing about virtual is that you can stay in your corpse pose as long as you want. You don't have to follow the rest of the class. You can carry on, but make sure that the flesh of your glutes is comfortable. Wiggle your seat. And then again, always with those shoulder blades, because we want to lift that heart up, open those lungs, and then lengthen the back of the neck. Here, finding stillness. As you inhale, fill the lower lungs, and then the top upper lungs. And then as you exhale, start from the upper lungs, pushing the breath out ending at the lower lungs. So inhale, bottom lungs to top. Exhale from the top lungs to the bottom. And continue that rhythmic breathing yourself. So think about your lungs, bottom lungs opening on the inhale, and then the upper lungs, and then the upper lungs close, pushing the breath out, and then the lower lungs. Palms flip up. Hold on to your breath and mentally scanning yourself and seeing if you have any feelings or sensations, and without attaching any judgment to them, letting them go. Deep breaths. Your gaze can be what I like to imagine when I'm in my savasana is that I'm staring at my brain because that actually relaxes my facial muscles. And now, my yogis, you have the option to stay here. And on the inhale, I am fully, exhale, at peace with myself. Inhale, I am fully, exhale, at peace with myself. And then, if you're deciding to stay in Savasana, go ahead and ignore us, you're great. And if you're deciding to close your practice, go ahead and roll onto your right side and gently find a way to come to a seated position. With your comfortable seated position, we are just going to bring our palms together in front of your heart. The thumbs that touch your heart remind you to carry love into all of your practices. And I really hope to see you again. My name is Noreen, and I really hope that this class is more gentle. We had feedback that my classes before could have been a little bit easier, and I'm so happy that someone told me that, because the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Please tell your yoga teachers what you want, and we are so happy to provide. Thank you so much again. Have a wonderful day, and namaste. Thank you.